Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Gordon here with G17 Collectibles. So very exciting. Today is the first pack of the Fanhome Fast and Furious Toyota Supra Mark IV. And in the first pack we have issues 1 and 2 to build. So very excited about this one because the Supra is the most, to me anyway, the most iconic of all the cars across all of the movies in the Fast and Furious franchise. So really happy that Fanhome have decided to make this after the Dodge Charger and the Skyline. So this I think is the third 1/8 scale car in the overall series so far. Who knows if they'll make more. But certainly I am chuffed to bits that they have decided to launch this. Now, issues 1 and 2 are obviously on a trial, so you can pick this up for £1.95 to give it a go. In this pack, we also get an introduction magazine that shows you overall the features and all the different things that the Supra has, detailed engine. You also, if you subscribe to Fanhome, you get some free gifts. So you get some posters, you get a mug, a license plate, a hoodie and a 1/43 scale of the same model. So let's go. So in pack number 1, we have a number of items. We have this lovely shiny bumper, a wee screwdriver, and some light components, as well as the grille. Not a huge amount to build in packs 1 and 2, but it's a nice, easy starter. And to be honest, you don't need many modelling skills to do these. It's very, very easy, very straightforward. It's really fun. So if you haven't done one of these before, I would highly recommend it. So in issue 1, you get a magazine, and at the back of that magazine, it gives you the instructions, tells you all the parts that comes within that issue, and then gives you step-by-step detailed instructions on how to build your model. So step number 1 involves a little, very thin metal grill, and it is metal. And what you have to do is you have to apply some 3M double-sided tape to each of the 4 tabs that will secure this to the back of the bumper. Now, I'm also building, and I've built the Fanhome Millennium Falcon before, and I'm currently building the Robocop 1/3 model. And if you're interested in watching build videos, there is already 70 issues of Robocop done, so check that out. But what I'm most surprised about so far, and I say this in the Robocop video, is how much of these parts are actually metal. Because it does say it's die-cast, but I was expecting the bumper to be plastic, and it's not. It is a solid piece of die-cast metal, and it is really nice. The paint finish is flawless. It's fantastic. So back to step number 1. Step number 1, I'm removing the sticky pads, and you have to do this step. Make sure that the sticky pads and the little adhesive covers are taken off, because once you screw this to the front of the grill, you cannot access them at that point. So remove the sticky pads, and then you get a couple of screws. You always get extras. There's a few screws in a little plastic bag that comes with the pack, and you get a fairly decent screwdriver. I tend to use the screwdrivers that come with the issues. But anyway, so there's 2 screws, and they are teeny. They are very, very small screws, so you do have to have some patience when trying to line them up and locate them. What I always do is always just get a couple of threads in one first, go to the other side, line it up, and use the magnetic tip of the screwdriver to hold the screw and get a couple of threads on the other side. So you can see I'm struggling with this because I'm trying not to put my hands in the way so you can see what I'm doing, but the only way to do this was to put my hand at that side to line it up and hold it to get that screw in. So pretty straightforward. At the end of the day, you're just putting a couple of screws in and putting in some double-sided tape. So once I've got this thread started, screwing it down, making sure it's securely in place, And as I said, the bumper's lovely. It's made of metal. It's really really heavy and painted fantastically. That's flawless. After you've done the screws, you then need to bend those wee fine tabs back, and what that does is it secures the overall grille to the inside of the bumper, like so. And if I show you the other side, you can see that that very fine mesh grille covers up that hole in the bumper beautifully. So on to the next step. The next steps are to construct the lights, and a bit fiddly, but generally all right. So what you get is you get three individual lamps or lamp holders that you have to then put the kind of plastic glass over the top of the light, and then we're going to put each one of those in the kind of headlight surround. So yeah, pick out the parts from the box. This is me just picking out the largest of the three. The instructions do tell you which one's which, and what was a press fit, so you don't need any glue. You don't really need, there's no, it kind of slightly snaps into place, and you can see that it just press fit in, do the other one, and that's that. It's as easy as that. You probably could use some form of glue. I didn't feel that they were secure. They were very secure. I did feel as if they potentially could pop out. In fact, when I came to doing the second one of them did pop out and flew all across the room, and I had to go and find it. I've kind of cut that bit out because I didn't want to look foolish, but I've told you about it anyway. So yeah, I'm telling you that I am foolish and I make mistakes as well sometimes. So press fit in, that's the second one. See the video just cut there because I had to go and find the little bloody lens that flew away. The third step is the smallest of the three, and they are very, very tiny, so you have to be careful that you don't lose these ones as well. But again, these ones are a little bit more fiddly because the parts are smaller, so the tolerances are finer and the lens is tighter in that smaller section, that smaller lamp. Again, I kind of conflicted with myself because I thought, well, I glue these in with a bit of clear glue so it doesn't frost up the lens. But I thought, no, we'll just try it. We'll try it the way the Fanhome tell us to do it, and we'll give it a try. Now, this is a little bit fiddly because what you have to now do is you have to now take each one of the lamps and press fit them into the kind of headlight. And again, the tolerances are very, very fine. So the bigger one snapped in just fine. The middle one, and it snaps into the same sized hole on the rear of the lamp. The middle one was a bit tricky. It needed a wee bit of fine tuning to push it in. And I was worried that if I pressed it too hard, because it is plastic, something would ping off or something would snap or something would break. So the little one was, yeah, it was challenging. The little one was challenging. You can see in that one, I didn't actually get it in. I thought I'll try the other one and I'll come back to that one. The second one, push, fit, snap. And with a little bit of tweaking, the third one went in just fine as well. So just take your time with it. It will go in. It does press fit in, and once they're in, it's a secure fit. So I haven't done a very good job of showing you that, but yeah, they do fit all together. And that was it for stage one. So here we go, we're on to issue 2, and issue 2 is the first of one of the 4 wheels. Now, again, I like to make sure that if the plastics are metal, or sometimes I feel a bit scammed if the part is made of plastic. I think, you've advertised this as die-cast and you're using plastic parts. But pleased to report that the bulk of this wheel is metal. So the actual wheel, the 5-star wheel frame, is a metal piece. The part below that, which is the inner ring, is metal. Disappointingly, the other ring on the right hand side below the tyre is a piece of plastic. And then you have a couple of kind of like hub centre caps to go in, and they're plastic as well. Now you get this tyre. Tyre's actually really good quality. It does feel like a miniature tyre. They haven't they've made out of a really good strong rubber, and on the tyre there's a good tread pattern, as well as there is also the Yokohama detailing that you would normally expect to see on a tyre round the outer edge. So that was fantastic. Now it does tell you you can soak the tyre in some hot water to give it a little bit of flexibility. I decided I was going to try and skip that step because I've no patience. So I thought we'll just go for it. We'll just see if I can do it without having to put it in water. And luckily enough, actually, I don't really think you need to. With a little bit of lining up and perfect alignment, you can just push these things together. The one thing you need to really be careful of is that you're trying to line up some threaded screw holes in both of the rings. Now, they will not meet in the middle, even though you'll press fit them in. You might see a bit of a gap between both of the rings there. That gap will close when you start screwing them in together. So you then take the 5-spoke wheel centre and again line that up. And what's going to happen is the screws are going to come from the rear, go through the first inner ring to the next inner ring, and the threaded screw head will then connect to the back of that. I don't even know what you call that. A 5-star spoke hub thingy-majig. We'll call it that. We'll call it a 5-star hub spoke thingy-majig. So teeny wee screws again. And with the teeny wee screws, you need to start lining these up and try and get it perfect. Now, this could drive you nuts, and I did this one really well. I'm really proud of myself. I did it really well, but I think this has got the potential to be frustrating, because if you don't get them lined up just nice, you might lose your shit. And that's maybe why they tell you to put the tyre in a bowl of hot water, because it allows you a little bit of extra room and wiggle room and flexibility to move the rings around. I think I just got lucky. It's not because of sheer experience here, it's just luckiness. Anyway, I've sped this bit of the video up because who wants to see me going round in circles tightening up screws? But the same philosophy. One screw in, couple of threads, next screw in, couple of threads. Not tightening anything at the moment, just going round in a circle, putting a couple of threads in. Once all the screws were in, the job then was to, bit by bit, bring the whole thing closer and close the gaps. So here I am going round, and a couple of turns on each screw, and you're going to the next one, couple of turns again, so on and so forth, until you've closed that gap and everything's lovely and tight. And once you've completed that, you'll be left with a fantastically complete wheel with no gap. It's really heavy, it's made of metal, and it's actually beautiful. Now, you've got these wee hubcaps. I put them in place, but at the moment they're not going anywhere. You'll just have to leave them, because obviously they're going to connect to some form of hub or shaft when we've got the rest of the car built and we've got the chassis done and the 4 wheels, and they can all get joined together. Well, that's it for part 1 and part 2. Thanks very much for watching, and until the next time, take care, and I'll catch you soon. Bye!